This video is going to cover how to make 2026 your year, where you finally take YouTube seriously and start getting some clients in with YouTube. Some background info: my name is Juuso, I'm the founder of Smart Scaling, and I've been in the background of some of the biggest creators in YouTube and some of the biggest B2B creators up to date. And I've been helping businesses get more clients with YouTube for the past 5 years now. Here's some client results. Altogether we generate $1.3 million for our clients. So the system I'm about to show you is going to work for you because it has worked for us and it has worked for our clients. At the end of this video, you should have all the skills required to make your first YouTube video within 24 hours, and I'm going to give you every single tool and piece of advice you need to get started. Let's get into it. The first obstacle you're going to meet is going to be your recording software. Most people think this is some massive roadblock that you need thousands of dollars for, but don't worry, stop, I got you. I'm going to show you exactly what you're going to need to get started and get some results in. Let me share my screen now. By the way, if you want access to any one of these, you only need to DM me on IG. I'll have the link in the description. All you have to do is DM me. I'll send you a list which includes all of these, including my setup if you want to copy any of these. But anyways, the budget option is pretty much the best. If you want to have the best bang for your buck, this is pretty much it. You need an iPhone, anything above iPhone 13. What I've seen is the iPhone 15 Pro Max has the best camera out there. I don't know about the 16, I don't know about the 17, but we'll see. And any kind of softbox or lighting kit or just a basic ring light will do. A phone tripod, anything above like 1.5 meters is pretty good, and a lavalier microphone, which is pretty good. If you can't find this exact one, I use the Rode NT USB, which is pretty much the best you can get for under $200, I think. And there's the mid to high tier studio stuff. If you buy all this, you're pretty much set for your entire content journey. You don't need anything else. This includes everything you could think of, including a teleprompter, which is pretty cool. Now, my setup is pretty simple. I use a DJI Osmo Pocket 3, 4K quality, 60 FPS, very good. And Amazon ring light, very good, very cheap, doesn't even have to be that expensive. Rode NT USB microphone, and Miro for most of my videos, which is free, of course. Now, with these, just pick out any single one you want. I go with this one because, of course, this is my setup, and I recommend go with the budget option. You can tweak it out because you can find most of this stuff on Amazon, but I don't know if it ships to your country of origin or if you just can't find it. So kind of tweak it out. But if you have to put money on anything, put it into a decent microphone and a decent camera. Lighting matters, but these two carry quality. You can't have a bad microphone and a bad camera and expect to get any kind of results with your videos. So the main important point is that these two are checked out. Anything else is up for debate. You can have a softbox lighting kit, or you can just use a ring light. You can use a teleprompter. You don't have to. Ultimately, it's all up to you. Next, I'm actually going to show you how to pull this off. So I'm actually going to pull away from this and actually show you how my setup is laid out, just so you have some kind of reference as to what a studio might look like. Hey guys, Joe here. So I'm just going to quickly go over my setup and pretty much what you need in order, if you have like if you had the budget or the high tier version or my setup or anything. So essentially we have the ring light there. It goes on to my good side, which is my left side, but sometimes I kind of switch it up so it's on my right side. So just so that the light kind of comes into my left angle, which is my good one. And there I have the screen, cool, microphone there, camera, DJI Pocket there, me there, looking handsome as I do, Red Bull, and then I just have the script plus the OBS setup there, so it's as easy to follow as possible, and there's not really much that goes into it. It's super simple. Just make sure everything is simple, make sure your microphone is close, and make sure your ring light gets the good side of your face, so like the good angle of your face. Now back to the main setup. Step 2 is going to be what you actually talk about in your videos. Plus, I'm going to give you 3 video types which you need to have plus some bonus ones. Plus, I'm going to give you an idea doc, which includes 50 of the best converting YouTube ideas, which you can just copy. And if you just DM me on IG, you're going to get it. So here are the 3 video types you should be doing. One is going to be action-based content. This is going to be self-explanatory. It's your how-to videos, how to fix this issue, how to get this result. It's as simple as they come, and you should do this about 40 to 50% of your entire YouTube base. So 50% of your entire YouTube base should be about how-to videos, because at the end of the day, you are a problem solver at heart. You need to solve problems in order to get results for your audience, which then convert into paying customers. An example of this could be how to book your first client with social media in 30 days. Then you just walk them through the steps. So step 1 is this, step 1 is that, step 3 is this. This is going to bring in the most cold traffic into your YouTube, and it's great for views as well. Type 2 is going to be informative and educational videos. It's going to be you kind of breaking down a common misconception within your audience base and within your niche. So for example, you challenge a common belief people have in your industry. So for example, this could be that you need to upload many times to succeed on social media. So what I do is I challenge that perspective, and I challenge it and showcase proof that that's not actually the case. And this is going to be side by side your how-to videos. First you break the common misconception, and then you give them the information in the how-to videos. This is going to cover 30% of your entire video. So we had 50%, now we have 30%. Type 3 is going to be social proof videos, which essentially is client breakdowns, case studies, and client interviews. This is going to be you showcasing what results you got for other people. So for example, with a client interview, you will hop on with a call with your client, and you will break your audience through what exactly you did for them. This is going to cover 20% of your entire video base. So just to recap, our content is going to be 50% how-to videos, 30% educational videos, and 20% social proof videos. These give the most trust and give your audience some step-by-step instructions on how to actually get results with your systems. Bonus videos, which you should do at least once, is a free course video, which is going to be a 60 to 2000 minute video going over the exact offer you provide. Showcase everything you know about getting to your ideal state. So for example, in my case, I would make a 4 to 5 hour video on just how to book clients with YouTube. I'd go over every single thing in detail and provide everything I can, so that when my audience watches that video, they go from 0 to hero. The second bonus video is going to be your life story video, which is going to be your entire journey filled with as much B-roll and as much pictures and information you have during that time, which is going to be give a massive amount of trust to your audience, because they trust you because they've seen your journey. It's going to cover everything. So for example, you could have a video like my journey from 0 to 10K a month. But make sure that you have the social proof before making the life story video, because if you are a nobody, nobody's gonna care enough to watch the video. If you're stuck on what ideas to have, don't worry, I have a document which has 50 of the best ideas you can do. But if you don't want that, you can go on to your latest sales calls or emails or DMs you have with your clients and see what questions did they have, and use those questions to turn those into video ideas. If you need more information about this, or can't simply turn those questions you got from your clients into ideas, you can use a tool called vidIQ, which is the best YouTube tool you can use. All you have to do is just input the questions your clients asks you, and it will turn them into ideas you can use in your next videos. The next step is going to be the video formats and the video scheduling. And again, we're going to keep this very, very simple. What video format should you use? Well, there's a few options. There's talking head, then there's screen share documents. So for example, you go onto a Google Doc and break that down. There's Miro documents, there's iPad videos, and there's a combination of talking head and screen share videos, which is this video. My recommendation is start with 50% talking head and 50% screen share or Miro board videos. The talking head bit is going to be the most difficult for newcomers, because you have to be able to use body language, and you're going to have to speak to the camera in a concise and elegant way, so that you pronounce your words correctly and that you actually get the information out without stuttering too much or using too many filler words. Screen share videos are by far the easiest for anyone to do because you have some kind of reference. You're not just speaking to the camera, you have some kind of visual cue and kind of stuff you can do in the middle of it. So for example, I use arrows a lot or I draw a lot in my Miro board videos. You can try mixing them up and see what works specifically for you, but there's no clear answer. Any one of those video formats will succeed. All you just have to do is find your mix of what works specifically for you. But for the love of God, do not buy an iPad just because you want to do YouTube videos with them. That's a waste of money. If you have an iPad, cool, but do not buy an iPad specifically to make content. That's not worth the money. Now the next thing is, how often should you post? Now I'm going to keep this very, very simple. Stop setting crazy goals for your content. So most people, especially around New Year's, is I'm going to make one piece of content every single day for the whole year. Sure you are. Now, what I recommend you do, especially with YouTube long form, is post one video every single week. I've been preaching this for years now, and I'm going to keep preaching it until it stops working. One video per week. We got clients who book 30 plus sales calls from just one video every single week. Now, you can do 2, you can do 3, you can do 4, but when it comes to applying the 80-20 principle, which is the 20% of work you have to do to get 80% of the results, I highly recommend going with just one long form video every single week because that gets you the most results. It's much better to consistently post one video every single week than to try to sprint and kind of regain the momentum if you've fallen off or haven't done content in a while, and eventually you will fall off. You've tried this probably a bunch of times and seen that the people who try to sprint content usually end up burnt out and quit content, rather as the guy who does consistent content every single week, one long form every single week, maybe a bit of short form in between, that guy eventually wins because they will stack videos every single week. But the key to having a good content system is scheduling your recording sessions. So for example, me, I like recording on Mondays because I like to start my weeks off by doing the most mentally draining work, which in my case is recording videos and scripting them and getting them posted and doing all that. Just as long as you find your day and kind of tweak your routine, it will take about 2 weeks to kind of set in the routine you have for your recording. We have some clients who send every single video on Monday. We have some videos who kind of delayed and procrastinated until the very last minute, and there's no clear answer to this. You just have to find your own routine when it comes to recording your videos. As long as you're getting one long form video out per week, you're doing enough to gain consistent results over a long enough time frame. Step 4, which is going to be the conversion system, so actually how you book those calls with YouTube. And I'm going to be real for a second. You're not going to book calls very early on in your YouTube. It's going to take a while before you actually get any views, regardless of if you're in B2B or B2C. It's going to take some time to get views, and it's going to take a lot longer to get consistent booked calls with YouTube. Most people fail this either 2 ways. 1, they oversell, which is what I tend to do, or 2, they undersell, which is they don't sell at all or have any CTAs or any kind of information to give out that, hey, I can actually help you fix this issue. So here's the most basic system you need to kind of guarantee that you're in the right place to actually start converting people once you get the traction in with your content. You need to have at least one CTA specifically in the middle to end of your video. Because if you have it immediately at the start of the video, people don't know you, they might not know what you do, they might not even see the value of the video yet. So having it at the midpoint to end of the video makes the most sense for your CTA. What the CTA includes pretty much is click this link to get more information about what I do. Now, where they go after clicking the link is up to you because you have your own funnel. For example, me, they go into my landing page where they see exactly what I do, how we help our clients, and what metrics we have achieved for those clients. Now, talking about metrics, how do you actually know that your videos are doing good? Because once again, we're in the B2B space. How do we know that our videos are doing good unless they get a lot of views or a lot of conversions? So if you're not getting those at the start, how do you know you're doing anything right? Now, there's some key metrics that you can actually follow, but forget about vanity metrics for a second. Like I said, at the start, you're not going to get that many goals or you're not going to get that many views. So you can forget about views, don't track them, don't track calls, just be grateful that you're doing content and make it a metric that you're doing content every single week. But some key metrics you can follow once you get some traction in are views per video / comments. So aim for about a 3% comment rate. So if 100 people watch your video, at least 3 of them should comment something at the end of the video. The second is more for short form. So how do you actually know if your videos are doing good? Well, there are some key metrics you can follow, like views, conversions, comments, etc. But those seem to be vanity metrics at the start at least. So my professional advice is do not pay any attention to views or anything besides conversions and comments. Comments and conversions are the only thing that matters because those give you accurate data as to does your audience actually find value in this. But some simple math you can follow once you get some more traction is for every 1,000 views you get per video, you should be able to get 1 to 2 booked calls minimum. So if you do that for 4 videos, which is for an entire month, it's going to result in 4 to 8 calls per month. And depending on your close rate, that could be 5K, 10K, 20K, 100K in revenue. So overall, those metrics are something you can follow. And once you get your first 1,000 views, you should be able to follow those and see if you get 2 to 3 booked calls or even more. Now, this is where the compounding effect of YouTube comes in because, like I told you, if you get 1,000 views for your YouTube video, you might get 2 to 4 booked calls, but that doesn't mean it's only 2 to 4 because the video stays there forever. The compounding effect of YouTube is once you have enough YouTube videos, you will infinitely gain sales calls because constantly new people are coming across your channel, seeing the value and wanting a solution to their problem. So at the end of maybe a year, you might have 10 videos which get you a total of 300 sales calls every single year, which is amazing. Now, some critical mindset shifts you should have when it comes to creating content is one, giving away almost everything. So when I mean almost everything, give away 98% of what you know about your service. Or if you're doing a free course video, which I talked about earlier, which is the 60 to 120 minute video, which is everything you know. In that video, you should cover everything you know. But when it comes to your basic videos, the ones you do once per week, you should cover about 90 to 80% of what you know about your service. Unless you're doing coaching about the specific thing you're doing. So for example, if you run cold email and you're running a coaching campaign on how to do cold email, you need to be very careful about what you do because if I was training my competitors, I may not give them exactly 100% of what I know, but that's up to you if you're doing coaching. Don't gatekeep, never ever gatekeep about what you know because viewers somehow they know when they're being gatekept information and that pisses them off and they're going to go away to someone who does not care and just gives away anything. Because the thing you need to know is even though you give 100% of what you know online, maybe 0.01% of people are actually going to implement everything. So you're relatively safe when it comes to giving out information you know. And at the end of the day, they're going to find out eventually. So it might as well be from you. The second thing is do not do lifestyle content, especially because it's on the downturn and especially because the barrier to entry has been so high these past couple of years. You're going to need a Porsche, Lambo, Bugatti, Koenigsegg, like all kinds of stuff in order to even compete with most lifestyle content creators. So at the end of the day, it's not going to be worth it. Number 3 is going to be once you get some traction in and get some results in, it's going to be ridiculously easy to continue content. It's not always going to be hard. Especially, you can look at examples like cold email or cold DMs. Once you get some results in, once you get some replies and book some calls, it's going to be ridiculously easy to keep winning because once you win for the first time, it's going to be easier to win the second time. That makes sense. So the same applies to content. It's not going to be hard forever. It's going to become ridiculously more easier and easier, especially the more social proof videos you do. For example, you do how-to videos, then you get some clients from that, you get the clients' results and you do videos about that. And it's going to be an endless loop until you are left with content that is ridiculously simple and easy to make. Number 4 is don't think at all, just do. This is going to sound weird, but the more you overanalyze and think about stuff, the more you realize that you aren't good enough. So why not just throw out the concept of overthinking at all and just do. The whole point of this video is to give you as much information as you need and pretty much give you the essentials you need to get started now Once you start, just do it. Just start it completely. The first video you do is not going to be the best. It's probably going to be the worst video you ever do. But that should inspire you, because the only way forward is going to be up. You cannot make a worse video than your first video. Trust me. It's only going to get better and better and better, but you have to do it. You can't overthink about it constantly. Just do the content and just do it now. Step 5 is going to be, you're going to need a team at some point. Whether you like it or not, at some point in your content, if you want to scale and keep becoming better and better, you're going to need an editor, a designer, a strategist, and of course you're going to need you to actually film the videos and have time to film those videos. Now you can do all of the strategy, all of the editing, all of the designing, all of the ideation yourself at the beginning, but if you want to scale past 50k a month, and if you want to get to 100k, 200k, 300k a month, you're going to need to allocate some time towards more demanding tasks. So content might not be the most important thing for you, even though it is very important for getting close calls. Because at the end of the day, random stuff always falls on your plate. You always need to allocate more time towards certain things. So content might not be the most important thing to you, even though it gets you a ton of results at the end of the day. So that's the complete guide to booking new clients with YouTube in 2026. Let's briefly recap before I end this off. Recording setup is going to be either the low budget one, the mid to high tier studio setup, or my setup, whichever you prefer, and try to pick out the best camera and the best microphone for your situation. Step 2, what to talk about. 50% of your content is going to be how-to videos, 30% is going to be educational, and 20% is going to be social proof videos. Step 3, format and scheduling. You're going to post one singular long-form video every single week, and it's going to be 50% talking head video and 50% screen share video. Step 4, conversion system and CTA. Place the CTA at the mid to end point of your video so that your audience has enough time to watch the value of the video. The most important thing is, don't think about it, just do the damn video immediately. As soon as you click off this video, do the video right now. You'll figure this stuff out as you go along. Now, if you want access to any of the idea documents I mentioned in the video, and if you want access to the budget studio setup with all the Amazon links, click the second and the third link in the description. Hopefully this video helps. Bye.